In a studio perched on the edge of a cliff, where the sea spray mixed with marble dust, Marcus worked. He was not just an artist. He was a magician of matter. Legend said he found a vein of weeping marble deep in a cave, a stone that felt warm to the touch and bled water when cut. Marcus discovered that if he poured enough of his own will into this stone, it would mimic life. He tested it on a bird. He carved a sparrow so delicate, so perfect, that when he blew the dust from its wings, it blinked, it chirped, it flew out the window. But as it flew, Marcus felt his own pinky finger stiffen. He looked down to see the skin turn gray and hard. The joint locked. He realized the trade. Life for life, flesh for stone. He swore never to use the stone again. Until the rainiest night of the year, when the police knocked on his door with the news about Lily. The silence in the house was heavier than any boulder Marcus had ever lifted. Lily was 7 years old. Her laughter used to fill the corridors. Now, only dust motes danced there. Marcus couldn't bury her. He couldn't accept a world without her. He spent 3 days sitting by the block of weeping marble, staring at the grain. He knew the cost. He looked at his gray finger. If a bird cost a finger, what would a child cost? An arm? A leg? Or his beating heart? He didn't care. He locked the studio door. He picked up his heaviest mallet. The first strike echoed like a gunshot. He wasn't carving art. He was carving a rescue mission. He worked feverishly, not eating, not sleeping. His obsession fueling the chisel as he sought to find his daughter's face inside the cold rock. Took 7 days. When he finished, the statue of Lily stood in the center of the room. It was perfect. The curls of her hair, the dimple in her cheek. It was all there in white stone. Marcus fell to his knees, exhausted. He placed his hands on the statue's cheeks and kissed its forehead. "Wake up," he whispered. "Please." A tremor ran through the floor. The white stone flushed pink. The gray eyes turned hazel. The hardness softened into skin. The statue gasped, filling lungs that hadn't existed seconds ago. "Daddy?" she asked, shivering. Marcus hugged her, weeping. She was warm. She was real. But as he held her, a cold numbness shot up his left arm. He looked down. His hand, his wrist, his forearm. They were rapidly turning into solid gray granite. He hid his arm behind his back, smiling through the horror. "I'm here, Lily. I'm here." They lived a borrowed life. During the day they played. Marcus wore long coats and gloves to hide his condition. He told Lily he had a skin condition, that he was always cold. But the truth was he was solidifying. The stone was creeping up his shoulder, across his chest, towards his neck. Every movement was a struggle against the weight of his own body. He moved stiffly, like a rusty machine. He noticed that whenever Lily slept, the progression stopped. But whenever she was awake, laughing, running, using the life force he gave her, the stone spread faster. He was a battery draining itself to keep a light bulb on. He knew he was dying, but seeing her chase butterflies in the garden, seeing her smile, it was worth every inch of petrified flesh. The stone reached his throat on a Tuesday. His voice became gravelly, deep, and slow. He couldn't turn his head anymore. He knew this was the end. If the stone reached his heart or brain, he would be frozen forever. He had a choice. Reverse the spell, destroy the statue, and live, or finish the transfer. He looked at Lily drawing pictures on the floor. She was drawing a picture of them together. "Daddy, why are you so quiet?" she asked. Marcus struggled to speak. "Daddy is just resting." He made his decision. He wouldn't reverse it. He would complete it. He took Lily for a walk to the park on the cliff's edge, the place she loved most. He moved like a golem, heavy and slow, every step a thunderous thud. He found a bench overlooking the sea. "Sit here, my love," he rasped. "Daddy is going to play a game," Marcus said, his lips barely moving. "I'm going to stand very still, and I want you to tell me a story. Can you do that?" Lily nodded, excited. "Okay. Once upon a time." As she spoke, Marcus closed his eyes. He focused all his remaining will, all his love, and pushed it into her. He felt the final wave of coldness wash over him, claimed his heart, claimed his mind. The wind blew, but he didn't feel it. Lily talked for an hour. When she turned around to ask him a question, he didn't answer. He stood there, one hand outstretched towards the sea, a faint smile frozen on his face. He was no longer flesh. He was a masterpiece of gray granite. Lily shook his hard leg. "Daddy?" He didn't move. She didn't cry. Somehow she understood. She hugged the statue. It was cold, but it was strong. It would never leave her. Years later, people would visit the park and marvel at the incredibly realistic statue of the man on the cliff, never knowing that inside the stone chest, a father's love was preserved forever.